It's no surprise that I really like Yoshi. My username is named after him. Most of 2020 my profile picture is Yoshi's Mario Party 8 emblem. My Twitter username will just sometimes be Yoshi. And I've always been a really big fan of the Yoshi games, my favorite always being Story. Which makes it a little weird that I've liked Yoshi for as long as I can remember, but I've never tried out any Yoshi fan games. So that's what I'm gonna do today, just play some Yoshi fan games. Also, this is the internet, so I have to put a disclaimer. Just because I say bad things about the game doesn't mean that I hate the developers and that they should stop making games and they should go die and they should go harass them and whatnot. Sucks that it has to be said, but this is the internet. People are idiots. With that said, let's just get into the games. I tried to find some Yoshi games on itch.io, but all I can find were meme games, most of them revolving tax fraud. Then I saw Yoshi.exe, so of course I had to download it. Oh my god, guys, the Yoshi egg is spewing out blood. I'm so scared. Help me. Looking at the metadata for this exe file, it was created by Death Awaits. The description of the file is Death Awaits. The product name is Death Awaits. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this person found ToyStory.exe scary. Annoyingly though, it plays in full screen and it crashed the OBS recording for some reason, so I had to start recording again. Then it crashed the recording a second time at the end of the game, so I had to replay the game twice. So, the things I do for my videos. Hop into the game, the controls feel awful due to lack of momentum. You start going full speed immediately and it stops as soon as you let go of WASD. The game also has a custom cursor that's extremely laggy despite the game being keyboard only and running at 60 FPS. The game also occasionally will teleport you through the static thing, which is kinda neat I guess. But the first jump in the game is really annoying because if you jump near a ledge, your jump height is really low for whatever reason. After running a bit, oh my god, a dead Koopa! I feel like the dev thought that they were clever by making this wall go throughable, but I don't know, but I realized instantly. After running around an empty level some more, there's this fish thing that does nothing. Walking right, there's a warp zone that for whatever reason zooms in the game. Oh hey, it's Poochie. Ah! I'm so scared. Okay, Google, calm on. No, don't. No, stop, no. Okay. There's even blood on the ground. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you have a double jump, because I guess the flutter jump was too hard to make in GameMaker's drag and drop interface. I don't know. After running through more of this empty level, it teleports you into a castle where you can no longer jump and your walk speed is slower. Great. Just look at how fun this game is. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be scared, not having fun. After a minute of walking slowly to the right, you find Baby Mario, and let me ask you, he's gonna, yep. Okay. Is anything gonna happen? Okay, so you don't have basic image editing skills and know how to make something of a transparent background, that's fine. Press space, okay. This game seriously just uses the Windows XP sound effect. Ah, bloody Yoshi. Really? It uses the Windows XP sound effect and that has a fake Windows 7 pop-up. I'm running Windows XP or Windows 7 game, just tell me, I'll tell you, neither, I'm running 11. Also, there was never a send feedback button in the Windows 7 title bar. Where are you getting this incorrectly cropped screenshot? And after that, the game crashes. It's a pretty typical .exe game, no hate to the creator again, just a relic of the early 2010s when kids that bloody-eyed Sonic was scary.
Oh, hello there, baby. Ah! Oh my god! Ah! I'm deleting the file.
Actually, when did this come out? Well, apparently the original was on Game Jolt and was deleted by Nintendo. Once they took it down, that's how you know it's canon. But if I were to guess, I'd say 2012. Not off to a really good start with the fan games. After seeing nothing good on itch.io, I went to Game Jolt because I don't really know much other places to look for indie games. Searched Yoshi, and I mean, I used to go on Game Jolt every once in a while to find some games when I was bored, but I don't remember every single game being FNAF. How many Five Nights at Yoshi's does the world need? Also, there's a ton of FNF mods, including one that puts Jeffy in FNF. Two questions. First off, why does this exist? And second off, why does this show up when I search Yoshi? I did find an interesting looking game though, Yoshi's Adventure. Starting off, wow, bilinear much. And, well, I mean, I don't speak Spanish. The intro cutscene does have some nice looking drawings. Though the game is made by Nox7 and the art was by rmgraphics_ on Twitter and rmgraphics1 on DeviantArt, so not something really worth complimenting the developer for. Heading into the control list, Mario and Yoshi are extremely bouncy. It just looks like the developers screenshotted and cropped every single frame by themselves without caring about the differing image sizes. And that keyboard. After the intro cutscene, there's an in-game cutscene of Mario and Yosh walking right. Still very bouncy, and those bricks looks like the devs just grabbed the draw tool and went, wow, white outline on this, oh no, it's gone. The game was pointing at this block, and I don't understand why. In this game, you control Yoshi with Mario following, but you can switch to Mario. That's pretty neat. But when you do, Yoshi doesn't follow you, and switching back to Yoshi, Mario will no longer follow you. And there's no indicator or camera movement to show you who you're controlling, which can get confusing at times. And jumping, they have wildly different jump heights, both being way too high, which makes desyncing them really easy. So what you do is run right with Yoshi, then switch to Mario, then run right with Mario, then switch to Yoshi, then run right with Yoshi, then switch to Mario, then run. Yoshi also very frequently has a seizure on the ground for like no reason. Touching a Goomba once for whatever reason gets a game over. Jumping on him, oh wait, I died. Jumping on him, he does a Windows Movie Maker translation because of course you would. And touching the question mark block makes it turn orange, then fade out. Why? I reached level 2, but I don't really want to go on any further and stopped. So overall, this game has really bad visuals as they're all ripped from random places and gives the game a very inconsistent art style. The physics are janky and don't work. No, yeah, the sound. The intro cutscene for some reason uses a remix of the Mario World Athletic theme, but the actual level uses Mario Wii music. And whenever you switch to Yoshi, he makes this sound effect, which I don't remember the origin of. And whenever you switch to Mario, he makes the Mario 64 DS sound effect, because of course you would. Yeah, this game isn't good. One more bad Yoshi game before we head on to the good ones. Hopefully good ones. This is a Mario run like Auto Runner. Opening the game, it starts in windowed mode, and trying to full screen it for whatever reason does this, which I've never seen happen in Windows. And if you try to resize the window, it'll fight you. That's annoying. Heading into the actual game, the visuals are really nice looking. They're obviously Yoshi's Island inspired, but they look quite nice. But what isn't quite nice is the physics. You fall so quickly and it feels like your jump does nothing. It took me multiple deaths to realize that you jump on this spring by jumping while you're in front of it, because that's just an unexplained mechanic, you just have to figure it out yourself. You can also shoot Yoshi-exe, which is actually quite fun, but I didn't realize at first that you have a limited supply, because this number up here is the one that shows how much eggs you have. There's no egg icon next to it or something that tells you what it is. The number below is a counter that counts up your score as you play through the level, which seems pointless as this isn't an endless runner, it's level based. And the actual level design is honestly alright. It doesn't feel like the levels were made with the game's control scheme in mind, but I mean, they're whatever. When you reach the end, there's an overly long victory thing, and then it just instantly puts you in the next level, because there's no saving, there's no level select menu, there are no menus of any kind, which is kind of weird. Okay, I'm stupid. When I wrote the script, I forgot that there is a title screen. It does autosave, but there is no level select, and it just plops you into a new level when you finish a level, so I'm not fully incorrect. In the second level, there's this block where if you hit it, you die in this pit. I take back what I said about the level design. There's also a Yoshi-copter power-up, but when I got it, he turned into Yoshi-copter, then instantly went back to Yoshi, except looking up, and 90% of the time when I pressed space, he just wouldn't jump. So just ignore it. Level 2 is really short, but level 3 is where I gave up. It has chain jumps in the background from the original game.
Hey look, it's the enemy equivalent of those people that just constantly press down B in Smash Bros.
To avoid them, you spam eggs at them, and I don't know why one isn't good enough. But the third one comes at you directly, not from the top, and kills you faster than the Dungeon Guardians, so I just gave up. Overall, this game has really good potential. The egg throwing is actually really fun as mouse, as I said, but it's ruined by really awful physics, lack of menus, and the music sounds like a bad rip of the Yoshi's Island music. Okay, look at this quote from the fan game forum where I found the download for this game. But has received praise for the graphics, fitting music. Fitting music? That's like me making a video about Terraria and only using Terraria songs in the video. Of course it's fitting music, it's music from the game. This game did get an improved version later on, which is the one I'm playing, and I don't even want to know what the original was like. Out of the 3 so far, this is the only one I'd say to check out if it looked interesting. In my research of Yoshi fan games, I came across Yoshi's 3D Land, and it looked intriguing, but this video is all that I could find of it, and the game jolt link in the description of the video doesn't work. It also looks to control a lot like Mario 64, which you know I love, and I can't really say much more because I can't play it. Though I did do some research on the developer behind the game, and wow, this game looks really good. Next on the chopping block, this video, is a Mario World ROM hack called Yoshi's Strange Quest 2, but the Mario World Central page calls it Yoshi's Strange Quest 1? I don't know. First off, this game is beautiful. The sprites are inspired by Yoshi's Island yet again, but they're really nice. They're based off of an already really nice looking game. And Yoshi, oh my god. While he looks a little weird in his anthro form, since in Yoshi's Island he was more feral, I don't care, he is just adorable. Look at his falling sprite, oh my god. This is the first one with a story too. Okay, the first one with an English story. This game takes place a couple weeks after Mario World, where the Yoshis move to a new island that should be safer for their eggs. Yoshi leaves early in the morning to go in the store, and oh hey, that's the Super Paper Mario guy, I love that game. But there was a sale, so it took him a couple hours to get out. He left his friend to watch after the eggs, but he fell asleep and they got stolen again, so Yoshi has to head out and save them, not wanting to rely on Mario for the second time. That's a pretty neat setup, but here I have to talk about the worst part of the game, the controls. Well, yes, it's a Mario World ROM hack and Mario World is the best controlling 2D game ever. Yoshi gets his flutter jump ability, and it sucks. Normally you get a little height from it and then slowly lose height the more you keep doing it. Look at how much height you lose from a single flutter jump. This kills the game for me. I can't tell you how many times I failed to jump because the flutter is awful. While yes, the levels are made with a bad flutter in mind, jumps are still more precise than they should be. I'm playing on normal mode, by the way. The hitbox of Yoshi is also obnoxiously large. Hitboxes should be a little smaller than the player, not bigger. So many times I just took damage because God forbid me hit right there. No, I was supposed to hit right there. Other than that, the controls are like World, which is good. On the topic of levels, they're really well made, other than this jump here where you have to wait on this really steep slope, or this rhino dino will knock you off and you can't survive it. The music of this hack is also really good. Like most ROM packs, I think all of the music is remixes. And oh hey, Paper Mario music, I love this hack now. The overworld theme is the same one from Mario RPG, which is also the Star Select theme from Star Road. That's kinda cool. They even got the status screen from Mario Advance 2 working. If you're up for a challenge, I would definitely recommend this hack, but I'm not really a big fan of games that are stupidly hard for no reason. Like this game mocks you in the first level if you fall in a pit. Maybe it wouldn't have fallen in the pit if you didn't make the flutter jump so terrible. I stopped playing out the first boss fight because you have to help Red Yoshi clean up the mess. No, you don't swallow the eggs. No, you don't shoot the eggs with the shell that Yoshi has an infinite supply of for some reason. And no, it's not a survival room. I looked it up and this guy was using a really awful upscale filter. This guy's using Bandicam. But apparently you're supposed to throw the shells at the eggs a couple times each egg. I tried this, but the collision for the shells and the eggs is just so bad, it just didn't work, and I died just trying to attack the eggs. Again, I wouldn't recommend this hack if you don't want to deal with stuff like hard controls and huge hitboxes. But if hard games is your thing, this hack is good for you. So the next one is from 2003, and it's called Yoshi vs. Windows. It sounded intriguing, but it gave me a DLL error, and I wasn't able to fix it in Windows 11, unfortunately. So I started up in the Windows XP virtual machine, and it gave me the same error. Though I found out that putting the DLL file in the same folder seems to work. For some reason, this game makes my PC use the Arrow Light theme, because that's still built into Windows 11 for some reason. As soon as it starts, though, you can smell the age. How this game works is that you go level to level, eating all the enemies to continue. You start out in a Mario 3 styled overworld, then you head inside of a computer and then head into some Windows 9X styled levels, and once you're in Internet Explorer, American Online's open, and I mean, excuse me, I was born in the mid 2000s, so I never used AOL, but I don't think this was the description of it. After going through some levels with the terrible controls and physics and graphics, and to an extent level design, Yoshi gets stuck inside of an error box, which is funny, and that dialogue aged perfectly. So Yoshi said that Yoshi should go in and save Yoshi, but then Yoshi thinks that Yoshi should go in, but then Yoshi says that Yoshi needs to, and then Yoshi decides to head inside the PC. There's a Minesweeper level, not person-filled Minesweeper. What an idiot. Who would ever do that? And despite the fact that a mine has been clicked, the face is still smiling for some reason. This level is when I first encountered a bug that happened 3 times throughout, though, where the sound effects would play on loop and lag the game extremely bad. Can't imagine what it'd be like running on a Windows XP PC with this amount of lag. Eventually got to a level with a bunch of evil cursors and one good cursor to help you out to kill the evil ones. The good one lets you jump as high as you want, and I don't really like this because you can't really control yourself in the air. I really wish you could just move around Yoshi with your actual cursor, and this is honestly where I stopped. The music is also pretty generic MIDI sounding music. Not much to complain about, but also not much to compliment it about. While the game sucks as a game, I really do like some of the ideas being done, and I would love to see a remaster of it someday. I really like the idea of Yoshi or just someone heading inside of a PC like this. And as a relic of its time, I had a good time playing it, honestly. Even if the help button tried to open a text file that didn't exist. Based on all the missing files, I'm gonna assume this version I downloaded is incomplete, but whatever. Okay. I just want one good Yoshi game, one that I can play and have a good time playing, not have to deal with bugs, not to deal with terrible physics, and one that I can just recommend. So the Mario World ROM hack wasn't bad, I'm assuming because it's easier to make a ROM hack than an actual game. So how about I look for some more ROM hacks? So I checked Mario World Central and I found Yoshi's Adventure 64. That looked promising. Why did I say that? Starting off, this game doesn't work with the Glide 64 graphics plugin, which I normally use because it gets rid of a lot of visual glitches. So I had to use Jarbo's Direct 3D, which has a lot more visual glitches, so I'm sorry for the worst background footage. Starting off, this game looks terrible. Yes, I know it's a Mario 64 ROM hack, but it just looks awful. These textures do not look good together at all. And Yoshi just doesn't look good. It looks like someone cosplaying as Yoshi. After exploring the way too big and unorganized hub world, I found this slide level, and this is why slides in the original game never had 8 red coins. You miss one, you're screwed. There's not even a pipe at the end that brings you up to the top, so if you miss one, you gotta kill yourself and restart. After getting a game over because the stage is stupid, I went to the first level I found, which was the 5th stage. The stage is even worse looking than the hub world. The stage also just feels like it was made in a level editor, like things were put here, because just put a thing there, put a thing there. It doesn't really feel like a place that you want to explore, or like an actual world. It just feels like a level. The music also is really awful. It's a remix of Frappe Snowland from Mario Kart 64, and I love that song. I used a remix of it last video. But all the tracks are similar volume, so I just hear the intro at full blast, especially since it's played at a trumpet, so it's an especially loud instrument. Yes, the original song was like this too, but the true melodies had wildly different instruments, so I didn't just hear ba 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 ba. So the first star requires you to go inside this gingerbread house, which for some reason puts you in a cage, even though you went through a door, with this Bob-omb dude that has Yukiki's text box and the sound effect from Tall Mountain. He asks you to let him free, but the cursor to let him free never appears, and pressing A just closes the dialog box and nothing happens. There's a sonic spring right here which bounces you up into this ugly and poorly textured tunnel where you see the star right there for grabbing. The star had no challenge, it was just over too fast. Compare that to Last Impact, where you get this with your broom, then you're locked up for putting the town in danger, and then you have to sneak your way past guards to escape the prison. Here you just enter a house through a door, teleport into a cell with this spring, and a tunnel out, and then grab the star from these friendly bob-ombs. Oh hey, that almost looks like my background. And on the controls, I forgot to mention them, it controls exactly like Mario 64. While I'm fine with not being able to throw eggs, because Mario 64 DS shows, well, you can't really turn Yoshi into a 3D game with like barely any changes. Yes, I know like there's snapping and stuff, I don't know, it just barely works in my experience if you're trying to throw something from a long distance. But like, you just can't flutter, like why? Anyways, on to Star 2, 20 delicious coins, and as you can see there's red coins everywhere, and whenever you get one it just says 0. In the original game, if you collected a red coin when there's no red coin star in the stage, which never happens without ROM hacks, they wouldn't contribute to the star, they wouldn't show up in the pause menu, and they wouldn't have a number popping up when you collect it. But this isn't what's happening here. The original game also, if you only put in 4 of the coins for example, then you would start the stage with 4 of the coins already collected, and the first coin you collected would be the 5th coin. It might just be the opposite of what's happening, but why not make it where it counts from 1 to 20? I don't know. But in the process of getting the red coins, I clipped through this wall because it has no collision, and giving a collision was just too hard. And then I saw the inside of the house from Star 1, started heading over there, forgetting that there's no water over there, and then died. After that, I wanted to go to another stage, so I swam over to the star door, and it said that I needed a key. Twice now, the wrong dialog box has been used. And I saw a manhole from Mario Sunshine just hanging out in the wall. You know, the things that you ground pound take you to the sewers in the wall. But it's just the wing cap stage, and you have to look up at it like in the original. I do not have the patience to get all the red coins here, especially since I don't have the wing cap unlocked, and I don't see the wing cap switch anywhere, so I don't even know if this is where you unlock the wing cap. Oh hey, it's the same song as Check Your Harbor from Star Road. It is, but in this version it sucks because the melody keeps changing instruments, so the one melody sounds like 7 different ones that are just randomly switched to occasionally. I jumped over here and there's no collision, then I got off. You could very much tell this was the person's first ROM hack. From the textures looking like they were smart UV projected, to the dialog box not being set correctly, to the music being awfully mixed, I just do not recommend this hack unless you're actively trying to find something bad. So this next one should be interesting. Yoshi's Adventure 128, made by the same dev as Yoshi's Adventure 64, but not the same developer as Yoshi's Adventure. This came out a year after 64, and the screenshots look a lot better. This game doesn't work with Glide 64 still, and starting off with the visuals, this is a massive improvement. They're not amazing looking by any means, they're honestly pretty generically good, but compared to this, huge improvement. And the Yoshi model is also way better, though his face looks like someone slammed the door in his face. And his shell isn't like on his back, it looks like it's a backpack. Still, I don't hate how it looks. You still can't flutter jump or whatever. First thing I see is this door that requires 0 more stars than I have. I have 0 stars. The first stage I found is this winter stage, which you know I love. This stage, unlike the last game, feels like an actual location that you can go visit. There's also these frozen water tunnels that lead nowhere, and I froze to death. I found this like house thing, whatever, that looks like it's a pick a path, but I'm dumb, it's not. The right path leads you to a slide above the stage that I accidentally cheesed, whoops. The left door leads you into a mine with a couple blocks, go into this warp, and then you got the star. Just like the last time, the stars are just too short. And this warp, you jump out of it like it's a pipe, but you barely miss the star, and if you go back, you jump into the warp and then back. I mean, obviously this doesn't make the game a whole lot worse, but it just feels less play tested than it should have. The next star was 8 red coin star, specifically 8 red coin star. So I started work on that and the 100 coin star, but I got distracted with some other star that required you to jump on this note block where the wind is pushing against you. It's just as annoying as it looks. I also accidentally discovered that save stating makes the textures go away. Never seen that before. The next star, I got distracted and found this door out in the open, and later went into this house where they were complaining that their door was lost. It's kind of funny. Though I couldn't really figure out how to move it, and at this point I got bored of this stage and started climbing these pipes and entered another stage. And oh hey, it's Chemical Plant Star for Sonic 2, I love that song. Anyways, this stage is really linear and I don't really like it. It's like one long path with multiple branching paths, and I just don't know where I'm going or what I should be doing or what anything leads to. And after forgetting about that save stating, I killed all the textures and just left the stage. I found this beach stage next, which was honestly alright. I found a shell and oh hey, finally some Yoshi music in this Yoshi ROM hack. I found this star that was on some wood thing because the first star mentioned some star on a wood thing, but it wasn't the correct on top of the wood thing star. After some more messing around, I found this spring from Sonic again, and you have to long jump out, get on top of this roof, then go into this wood thing, but it's still the wrong wood star, and I got bored at this point. I spent 45 minutes to get these 6 stars. Like, this hack, overall, it's okay. The music is alright, it's pretty good. The visuals are, again, decent, but the biggest downside is the level design. I just don't know where I'm going or what to do. The hints just don't really help. In a hack like Star Road, you accidentally come across stars all the time without the hints, just like in the original game. Some stars you need hints, but you don't sit there for 10 minutes trying to look for a star and you have no idea where you're going, what you're doing. But in this, I just don't know. This hack I would recommend if it looked intriguing, but I don't know, I just feel like I wasted a lot of the time running in circles. Assuming this is a 50-star hack, at this rate, it'll take 6 hours to finish. Oh my god, I've been recording for half an hour. So to quickly recap, Yoshi.exe is stereotypical. Yoshi's Adventure feels like it was made using the game developer's GameMaker 8.1 trial in a day. Okay, real quick, just as a disclaimer, I actually don't hate GameMaker. The only reason I'm saying this is because it feels like every single low quality, terrible indie game is always made in it. GameMaker Studio 2 is actually really good. Yoshi Dash was cool, but the physics ruin it. Same with Yoshi's Strange Quest. Yoshi vs. Windows is a really neat relic at the time. Yoshi's Adventure 64 is bad in pretty much every department. Yoshi's Adventure 128 isn't good at telling you where or how to get the stars. Other than that, it's pretty alright. Also, I'm somehow just now remembering that if you die, Yoshi's head becomes Mario's head for some reason. I was hoping there would be some full-fledged game instead of just Yoshi and average ROM hacks or little Timmy games. And I looked to see if I could find any, but I just couldn't. If I was a competent programmer, here's where I'd announce that I'm releasing a Yoshi game, but nah. Okay, so before the video ends, I was gonna have a part where I check out what the developers have done since the games that I've talked about in this video, but that just made the video too long, so I just turned it into another video on my pretty much dead second channel, and that video's out right now, so if you want to see what the developers have done since then, you can check it out. Okay, video's over. Windows 10 sucks. Have a good day. That's my new catchphrase.